Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be doing a really cool and quick tutorial on an off-the-shoulder top. Off-the-shoulder tops are huge right now, and so I kind of just was inspired. Let me try one with 3 t-shirts. So I grabbed these t-shirts from Walmart. I have 3 of them the same color, and they were $4.88. I saw some for $3, so maybe Target may have them cheaper or another store, but just grab your 3 t-shirts. They don't have to be bigger or smaller than what you are. Just get the regular size that you would normally buy. Then you can go ahead and get your scissors out. You'll need your scissors. You will need a ruler. Grab your marking pen, chalk, whatever you have, some matching thread, and some elastic. My elastic is a 1/2 inch of knit elastic, and I have 1.5 yards. I grabbed this up from Walmart while I was there too. So once you have all the supplies you need, let's get started. Okay everybody, so this is the first shirt, and I'm just smoothing it out on my table. Once I have it all smooth and ready to go, I'm going to grab my ruler, and right up under the neckband, I'm going to make a line from one side of the shirt to the other. So you can go ahead and grab your marker or your chalk. You can just draw your line. Again, it's right up under the neckband. I'm going to extend it over to the sleeves as well. So you go ahead and do that for both sides of the sleeve. Just connect your lines. Once you're all done with your marking, go ahead and grab your scissors and cut the top portion off. Again, I'm right up under the neckband on my shirt. Once you have it cut, that is the main part of your shirt, and you can go ahead and put that to the side, and we're going to move on to the other pieces. So this is the second shirt I have, and I want to keep the hem at the bottom of it, and I decided that I wanted to hang 12 inches. So I have 12 inches at the bottom, from the bottom up, because I want to keep the hem. So that's 12 inches at the top. I'm just going to measure that across. Actually, I don't need to measure because I have the stripes as a guide, but I'm going to measure for video purposes. For those of you who do not have stripes, you will go ahead and mark it with your ruler. However long you want it, you may want yours longer or shorter than 12 inches. Once you have it marked, you can go ahead and cut it out with your scissors. And then you're going to do the, oh, I'm sorry, before, see, I forgot myself. Before you move on to the third shirt, flip that portion of the second shirt inside out, and you're going to cut down one of the seams. It doesn't matter which one, just cut down one of them, because we want a really long piece of fabric. So once you cut that open, it'll be long, and you only have one seam in it because you're just cutting out one right now. And then you're going to move on to do the same exact thing to the other shirt. You're going to measure up however long you want it, mark it, cut it, and then cut the seam down just the same. Once you have all your pieces cut out, you should have 2 really long pieces and your main shirt. And now we can start sewing. And so for sewing, I've switched out to a stretch needle since I do have stretch fabric. Now see, this right here is like a V-neck that's on your sleeve. And when you fold it, you won't be able to get a good fold on it because it is a V. So we're going to sew straight down, making like a dart in our sleeve. And I did see this on Mimi G, her recent tutorial on when she took a men's t-shirt and made a off the shoulder top. She put a pleat in it, so when you fold it, all of it can fold down evenly. So that's what we're going to do right here in our top. So we're just going to start at that point of the sleeve, and then we're just going to sew down about 1 inch or so. And I'm also using a zigzag stitch along with my stretch needle, and then you can back stitch there, and then that's what it looked like right at the point. Just sew down just about 1 inch. And so now we're going to move on to our 2 long pieces with right sides together. We're going to sew them down. Again, I'm using a zigzag stitch, and I'm using a 5/8 seam allowance. I'm removing my pins as I go, and I'm back stitching at the end. And once you're all done, your stitch should look something like this. And you can go ahead and do that to the other side of the long pieces. Now I'm going to choose to finish mine with my picking shears. So you can finish yours however you want. I'm just going to use picking shears since I'm using knit. It doesn't fray. So next up, because our 2 long pieces that we sewed together are super long, we need to put some gathering stitches at the top of it. Again, we want to keep that hem from the store, the original hem from the store on the t-shirt. So at the other part where we cut at, we're going to put some gathering stitches at the top. And a gathering stitch, you just need, it's just a basting stitch, so find your longest machine stitch. Mine goes up to a 5, and you just need to go straight on a 5/8 seam allowance, straight down. Now I'm gonna stop from seam to seam just to make it easier to gather it all up. So I'm backstitched at one, but I'm not gonna backstitch at the other. And then I'm gonna do another stitch right beside it, 1/4 of an inch away. If you want to see a better example of a gathering stitch, I did a video on pattern glossary stitches where I covered gathering stitches there. So you can go check that out when you're done here. Again, I'm just making 2 rows of basting stitches because we're going to pull on those to cause the fabric to gather up. Once you're all done, make sure you keep the strings long because we need to pull on those. So right here, I'm just finding my threads, and I'm just going to start pulling on them to gather the fabric up. Now you would do this all the way around this piece of fabric, the flowy part of the shirt. Go ahead and do that all the way around. Attaching the 2 pieces, so with the right sides of your shirt together on the inside, that means the wrong side is going to be facing you. You need to put the flowy part inside the shirt, the wrong side touching the right side of the shirt. So once you have that, you can go ahead and adjust your gathers so that it fits your shirt around it. And again, I'm going to say a little bit slowly. The right side of your shirt is facing inside, so the wrong side is looking at you. But the flowy part, the wrong side of the flowy part is touching the right side of the inside of your shirt. I hope that makes sense. And so right here, I'm just still adjusting my gathers to make it all fit around. I'm pinning as I go. Once you have it all pinned, we're going to put a basting stitch in it just to hold everything together. Now it is wise to do this with the gather side facing up. That way you can make sure that you're not getting any tucks or folds. You can just have nice smooth gathers. And then again, you can still kind of pull to adjust because it is just basted there. It's a lot bunched right there. So I'm just going to adjust it some more. So that's with the basting stitch holding it. Next, we're going to fold it over. We're going to use that basting stitch as a guide, and we're going to fold that over to create our casing. So go ahead and pin and fold, and once you have it pinned and folded down, then you can go ahead and do a zigzag stitch all the way around it. And make sure before you get to the end that you keep an opening. And I'm sorry, I forgot to say that I did do the basting stitch on 1 inch. I did an inch. You can choose to do it however you want, depending on the elastic that you have. I have a 1/2 inch, so I went out 1 inch. So I knew I had enough room to fold and put my 1/2 inch elastic in. And again, for the elastic, you can go ahead and measure around your shoulders. You can pull it or loosen it to your preference. Once you have your preference, go ahead and cut it. You can put a safety pin on one side of it and then start feeding it through the opening that you made on your top. And that should be the opening that you left open. And now I'm just feeding my elastic through. I'm pulling on my safety pin and I'm just feeding it through the opening. Once you have it all in, now it's time to just close up the opening that you have for the elastic. Now for this tutorial, I did not clean up the edges, but I do recommend you cleaning them up just to, make your top last a little longer. It'll be really neat on the inside. You can do it with the serger or with some pick and shears. So once you're done with your opening, go ahead and stretch your elastic out, clean it up a little bit, pull on any gathers that are showing, and you're all set. Thank you so much for joining me for this tutorial. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Blessings, everyone. Bye.